Signal podcast for the week of September 4th, 2017. And if you're listening to this after Labor Day, I hope you had a great day. I'm recording it before Labor Day because, let's be honest, I'm a little bit lazy and I do not want to be working on Labor Day. And I generally record the podcast the day before, and publicize them on Tuesday. So I'm going to be taking the day off, and I hope that you did too. For those of you who had to work on Labor Day, first responders, hospital employees, etc., my hat is off to you, my friends, because we need you, we appreciate you, and we are glad that you are doing what you're doing. But that's not the subject of this week's podcast. The subject of this week's podcast, not surprisingly, is DIRECTV NFL Sunday Ticket. DIRECTV NFL Sunday Ticket is coming up real soon. In fact, the regular season opener is this weekend, and that means that we're probably going to be having a free preview of NFL Sunday Ticket. Strangely enough, I haven't received the official word about that, but we almost always have a free weekend of NFL Sunday Ticket for the first game, and therefore subsequent games you have to sign up. But you really should think about it. If you're interested in football at all, you should think about it, because while it does seem expensive, it's a tiny expense compared to the cost of even going to one football game in most stadiums, and you get a lot of action. You get every game every Sunday, plus you get the NFL Sunday Ticket app, and if you sign up for the Max package, then you're going to get the Fantasy Zone channel, the Red Zone channel comes in, everything comes in, the player tracker, and this is my fourth year of NFL Sunday Ticket, and I kind of want to know mostly how I lived without it. On a Sunday, I found myself doing chores, and nobody likes to do chores. Now I have the perfect example, reason, I should say, not to do chores, and that's that I'm watching way too much football. Football is one of those things that binds us together, I think, as a country, and it's something that most of us do sit down and enjoy. I want to say that, for many years I was not necessarily a sports fan, and I really respect people who kind of don't get into it as well, but there's just so much good that can come of the idea of professional sports, of making sure that you have a code of conduct that you obey, and that you enjoy a little bit of a shared experience. And let's not forget that this is really the only place that you can get NFL Sunday Ticket. You can't get it through the streaming product. You can't get it from any other television provider. You can only get it from DIRECTV Satellite. And that's a real incentive for a lot of people. If you haven't signed up for DIRECTV Satellite yet, you're probably not listening to this podcast, I'll grant you that. But there's so many reasons to be signing up for DIRECTV. Great online content, great television content, and the NFL Sunday Ticket package, which is free for a lot of people their first season, is just the icing on the cake. I'm incredibly happy that I have had the opportunity to watch some of this great football content. Nobody could watch all of it in one day, but I'll tell you, I'm glad that I've had the opportunity to do my part. And maybe, just maybe, one day, I'm sure we all hope that our home team, the Detroit Lions, will someday rise up to the level of being seen in one of the football playoffs. In the words of the movie Grease, we'll come back home and ring that victory bell just like we always wanted to. Honestly, that's about all I've got for the podcast this week. I am recording this the day before a Labor Day weekend, and, well, forgive me if it's not the sharpest podcast that I've ever done. I'm trying not to rush through it and trying to give you a quality podcasting experience, but at the same time, just can't wait for that long weekend to come. I hope you guys had a weekend that was enjoyable and restful and thoughtful, and I will get back with even better, even more interesting content next week.